great movie. I was like, that wasn't the movie.
No, I thought
No.
it was very well done, is what I was saying. I thought
Yeah.
it was well put
So can you
And
say
there's
what you
so
just...
much they're going to add to it. And they asked us questions last week and what we would like to see in the movie, like because they're not finished editing and everything.
Right.
It was really interesting for the audience to tell their point of view. I said that I wanted to see more regular people telling others, how to influence them to get on board with the march. Instead of talking about all the different issues, it's more. I think this documentary really talks about just people coming together.
Right. So,
Are there any
Christine.
liberal grassroots movies?
Huh?
Are there
What,
any
dear?
liberal grassroots
oh,
movies?
well, you
No,
could...
Michael Moore.
You want to
stuff.
read
Oh yeah, Michael Moore.
Michael Moore.
And
Well, his stuff,
I
what he
mean,
does.
like Fahrenheit 9/11?
yeah, all those
Yeah.
things.
So,
So-
what I was trying to say,
But I-
Betsy, is that DC was just so profound for me. I'll never forget the feeling. The feeling will never fade of being there. And for years, I have been very concerned about the direction of the government. I have tried to get my friends and neighbors interested and motivated to speak up and to do something. And everyone's just been, so
Like, yeah.
passive. And so for me to see that many people assembled who
There was so
have
much
woken up
like
and realized-
patriotism and love for their country in that one place.
Right.
But just to know that they
And it was-
all realize now that they have to be part of our system, they have
Oh,
to
I
be
know.
part of our government, they have to be part of that voice.
Yeah.
To realize
That
to
wake
see
up.
that many lights going off, was it was amazing. It was very hopeful for me.
And you also met a lot of good people.
The best.
The best. That's right.
Yeah, it's a shame. I guess about 5 days or 7. I think I only decided to go like a week, not even a week ahead of time. And in the meantime, I was having a discussion with my family about it on email. My brother, who, bless his heart, he's just, he thinks that healthcare reform is the answer and all this kind of stuff. And I mean, we just had this email battle, and he hadn't talked to me since.
Oh, that's too bad.
Well,
my
my
brother.
I had a big fight with my sister about
really,
it too
really
at her
close with.
birthday lunch.
It's hard
took her
down
to,
here, Stephen.
And how I just totally disagreed with the Obama, because she voted for Obama, and it was so bad. I mean, we were screaming and crying, and she drove off, and I was like, "Don't be mad at me," and she would not talk. I was like trying because we never again after that talk politics.
Betsy's sister won't talk to her.
Isn't
about
it
politics
awful though
anymore.
how this?
She
was
just
so
thinks
upset
something...
that she
It
went up
just
to
reminded me of
Washington.
the Civil War. It's like, I think this is how it happens. It's
Yeah.
that it's an ideological difference. And
he
but
won't
my
talk-
thing is,
he won't talk
at
But
all.
isn't
I mean,
it
not
so
just not talk
interesting?
about
The
politics,
intolerance
he
is
won't
coming
even
from the liberal view, and
It's always
and the
been that
openness and the tolerance is coming from the conservative.
He's always been the
We're
one
willing
to
to
call me
talk.
yuppie in the 80s or whatever in the 90s and blah, 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 and purporting to be this open-armed guy, but
Yeah.
he doesn't volunteer, he doesn't give his money to anybody, it's all about
He's just
him.
opinionated.
Yeah, and he's very opinionated, which runs rampant in my family,
Yeah, but
It
isn't-
goes by it honestly.
But isn't this the liberal thing is to give all your money away?
Other
Well,
people's
take
money.
Give the money...
Except your own.
It's other people's money.
Exactly.
No, it's
Right.
other people's obligation to take care
Right.
of you.
Well, I
And
heard...
they're always for a cause, and they want somehow government to put into that cause.
We
instead-
need to do
but
this, and
like,
you go fix
like
it.
Hollywood.
I'm not gonna do
they
anything
think
about
if they
it.
just spend 5 minutes of their time talking about it, that's enough for them. They can walk away, but they want other people to open the walls.
You
You
know,
never
I
see
know.
them opening their own walls.
Yeah.
You know what
Exactly.
kills me is like on the Today Show. The Today Show has become like this celebrity promoting. I don't know. It's very strange, but it's like there's never been an issue unless a celebrity has endorsed it. It's like all of a sudden George Clooney in Darfur or whoever in South Africa. I'm like,
It makes it important
Christian
once they.
and other missionaries have been down there for hundreds of years trying to help these people. It's not just all of a sudden an issue because some celebrity's there and that all of
Right.
a sudden we direct all of our taxpayer money to solve these problems. I just don't, people don't think, and they have it's such short-term thinking too.
Well,
Both past and strategically
Right.
forward.
With my
Absolutely.
grandmother, I had a similar situation where there was a lot of tension between her and I. She voted for Obama, and it took a while for us to get back to a normal relationship. But in the end, she admitted that she thought I had gone crazy
Well, that's
And
what
I
my
could
family
go,
thinks.
Her
Over
family
the
thinks
top.
I brainwashed her.
And
You did.
but what it turned out to be, once she let me talk to her about
Yeah,
it
that's what I
in
did.
little bits at a time, she didn't realize what we were doing. She didn't realize why we were doing it. She didn't realize what our concerns behind doing it were, and what exactly we were doing when we went to a protest. And so, really, instead of talking about fundamental differences, you know, in our ideologies, talking about what we were doing and why we were doing it in little bits helped her to understand. And now she's on board.
You see, on the